Hello, my name is Taryn Rouse, and I am the Assistant Director of Student Financial Services at Union College. Thank you so much for joining me as we explore how to make Union College an affordable choice for your future. Here is a picture of our beautiful campus in the springtime. If you haven't visited us yet, we would love to set up a time for you to experience the real Union. We will actually pay for $250 of your gas to drive here or $250 of your plane ticket if you would like to fly here. If you would like more information on a campus visit, please let us know and we will contact you right away. We believe that paying for college is a partnership, and there are four main entities that you may receive funding by. Number one is the federal government. By completing the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, you will become eligible for federal loans and possibly federal grants. We will go into this with much more detail in a later slideshow. Number two are parents. Sorry guys, we do expect parents to take an active role in the expense of college. And we know that most parents aren't millionaires, and we don't expect that, but we do expect them to do all that they can. Number three are students. We most definitely expect students to work either on or off campus during the summer and school year to contribute towards their bill. Studies have actually shown that students who work at least 10 hours per week do better academically than those who don't work at all. It helps get their priorities and time management on par. And last but definitely not least, almost every student who applies to Union College will receive an institutional scholarship from us. That's the best kind of money, is the free money. So, where to start? I recommend that you learn important financial deadlines. For instance, we recommend having your FAFSA completed by April 15th. This is so you can receive the max amount of federal aid that you're eligible for. Other schools will have their own deadlines for the FAFSA. Also, begin your scholarship search for outside scholarships as soon as possible. A lot of these scholarships have deadlines that need to be met during the spring semester of your senior year of high school, which is actually right now. What can you receive from the federal government by completing your FAFSA? First off is a Pell Grant, which is free money from the government that you never ever have to pay back. This grant is based on income of student and parents and will be different for every single person. The Pell Grant amount can be anywhere from $602 to $5,550 per year. You also may qualify for the FSCOG grant, which is free money from the government. This grant is also based off of income and is a first-come, first-served grant that we personally run out of every single year. This is a good example of why it's a good idea to get your FAFSA completed in a very timely manner. And then there's loans, everyone's favorite word. Almost every single student who completes a FAFSA will be eligible for one type of federal loan. The main two loans that are taken out in the student's name are the subsidized and unsubsidized direct loan. There's also a federal Parent Plus loan that a parent can take out in their name for educational purposes for their student. This is the official website for the 2012-2013 FAFSA. It's www.fafsa.gov. Make sure you use this website because there are a lot of scams out there and we want you to avoid them at all costs. The fake websites will actually charge a fee, and the FAFSA should always be free. You will need your 2011 federal taxes and W-2s in front of you, so as soon as your taxes are done, I say get your FAFSA completed. Before you complete the application, the student and one parent will need to obtain a PIN number at www.pin.ed.gov. This will be used to sign the application electronically. Technically, you can still complete a paper FAFSA. I don't recommend it because it can take up to 6 weeks to process, and doing the FAFSA online only takes 3 days to process. So, you do the math on that one. You can send your FAFSA to 10 schools for free by either entering in the school name or the school code. Union school code is 002563, and make sure you choose the Union College in Nebraska because we aren't the only one in the United States. So we get a lot of calls, people asking about the weather in New York, but we're in Nebraska, so make sure you're having it sent to Nebraska. And again, there's no charge to file a FAFSA. A new option this year is the IRS data retrieval tool. Basically, you are now given the option of being linked and transferred to the actual IRS website, and once you enter in your name, social security number, birthday, and address, they will link your tax return to your FAFSA and actually fill in a lot of the financial information for you. I think this is a great option and will save you a lot of time and leaves less room for human error. I will warn you that if you would like to use this option, you will need to wait 2 weeks after you complete your taxes to complete the FAFSA. The IRS needs those 2 weeks to actually process your tax return, so if you're getting your tax return done today, you'll have to wait 2 weeks to complete your FAFSA if you want to use this tool. Again, I say it's almost worth waiting the 2 weeks because it's a really, really good option. Okay, why do the FAFSA? I get asked this question quite a bit, and my answer is always the same. Just try it at least once to see what you're eligible for. Every year, I have students who complete the FAFSA and are completely surprised that they're eligible for free grants from the government. And without the FAFSA, you aren't eligible for any federal loans at all. So again, put in the 30 minutes it will take to complete it, and if you never want to do it again, that's fine and completely up to you. All right, should you take out a loan? I would say that at least 70% of our current students have taken out a loan throughout their college career. It's definitely not the worst thing in the world, but I know the thought of loans can be very scary. There are two types of direct loans you may be eligible for. The first is the subsidized direct loan, and this is the better of the two because it's interest-free while you're in school, and the government's actually paying the interest until you either graduate or drop below half-time. The second option is the unsubsidized direct loan. This loan does begin accruing interest at a fixed rate of 6.8% while the student's in school. Neither one of these loans begins repayment until 6 months after graduation, and interest rates are currently the lowest they've been in years. There are also private loans available through banks that students can take out for strictly educational purposes. Typically, I recommend these as a last option for a couple different reasons. The first being the interest rate. I very rarely have found a private loan to have a lower interest rate than a federal direct loan. And the federal loans have a fixed interest rate while the bank loans are usually a variable interest rate, and I've seen them go as high as 19 or 20%, which is really high. The second reason the federal loan is usually a better option is this loan is eligible for more students just by completing their FAFSA. Bank loans require a credit check and a cosigner, which can be hard to come by and very hard to get approved, especially lately as the economy hasn't been doing as well. Over the past few years, I've had people ask if they should pay with a credit card so they can receive the points or the miles. And again, this is completely personal choice. It can get a little bit messy if you're unable to pay off the whole balance in 1 month because I don't know about you, but my interest rate on my credit card is not the lowest. So it could actually end up costing more money in interest alone, and the points and miles just aren't worth it then. Parent Plus loans. This is another federal loan that may be available to a parent, but this is completely up to the parent to proceed with. It's a fairly easy loan to qualify for. We just run a simple credit check and you'll actually receive the results in minutes. The loan will be in the parent's name completely and will always stay in the parent's name. It can't even be transferred to the students after they graduate. The interest rate is fixed at 7.9%, but it is unsubsidized, so it will be accruing interest throughout the loan's lifetime. This loan can now be deferred while the student's in school at least half time, but you must choose this option while the paperwork is being filled out, or the payment will begin 60 days after the loan disperses to the student's account. This is very much a personal choice, and even if you decide to do a credit check and it is approved, we don't have to do the loan at all. You can still cancel the loan at that point, so you aren't required to take it out even if you do get approved. One of the loopholes of this loan is if a parent's credit is denied, their student is automatically eligible for an additional unsubsidized direct loan. So in a way, it's actually a benefit. It can be beneficial for a denial to occur. Kind of a weird loophole there. All right, some of my favorite slides are coming up, the free money slides. Our Freshman Academic Merit Awards are based on the student's GPA and ACT or SAT score. Our top award is $30,250 over 4.5 years. Our second category is $24,750 over 4.5 years. And our third category is $19,250 over 4.5 years. And we will accept both an ACT and an SAT score, and we'll just award you based on the higher score. So don't worry, if you didn't do quite as well on your ACT as your SAT, we will use your SAT score instead. And you'll notice that the $19,250 award is based on your cumulative high school GPA or your ACT and SAT score, and the other two awards are based on GPA and ACT and SAT scores. You will receive 100% of your yearly award your first year, then as long as you maintain a 2.0 cumulative GPA while at Union, your award will be renewed at 50% for the next 3.5 years. So for example, if you're accepted with a $24,750 award, a student will receive $9,000 their freshman year, and then $4,500 during their sophomore, junior, and senior year. And if it takes an extra semester to graduate, you will be eligible for 1 semester's worth of that award. If a student is accepted as a transfer student, which means they've attempted at least 21st semester hours at another college, their award will be based off the cumulative college GPA and will have nothing to do with the high school GPA or test scores. Our top transfer award is $17,500 over 3.5 years. Our second award is $12,250 over 3.5 years. And our third award is $8,750 over 3.5 years. These scholarships are actually renewed at 100% as long as a 2.0 GPA is maintained again while at Union College. Let's say your student falls just short of the merit or transfer award, we'll still have them covered. So if a student's GPA is 2.9, and let's say their ACT is 19, they barely miss our $19,250 award. We will award them $15,125 over 4.5 years just by completing the FAFSA. A transfer student will also be eligible for this grant and will receive $5,250 over 3.5 years, again, just by completing your FAFSA. So if you need another reason to complete your FAFSA, there it is. Union has some very unique scholarships that other schools may not offer and that we are very proud of. If a student works at one of the Adventist summer camps and applies their earnings to their Union school bill, we will match their earnings at 75% up to $1,200. Not only is this a really fun summer job, but when we combine earnings and our camp match, it's actually a very lucrative summer job. If a student works as a literature evangelist and applies those earnings to their student account, we will match 100% of the earnings up to $2,000. So talk about a lucrative summer job. We have had students make anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 during the summer, and then when we apply our $2,000 match on top of that, that's $5,000 or $6,000 right there. That's a nice chunk of money to start the year off with. We also have quite a few churches that contribute to students from their Worthy Student Fund. So if a student receives a church contribution, we will match it at 50%. Let's say the church sends $1,000. We will apply $500 on top of that once we have the proper documentation from the church and the student, which is very easy. It's just a church matching scholarship form. I am really pleasantly surprised at how many churches use this fund, and a lot of our students benefit from it. I recommend at least ask your church, your grandparents' church, your friend's church. The worst they can say is no, and you may be surprised with the big yes. Like I've mentioned before, we really encourage students to work either on or off campus and help contribute towards their school bill. It's very easy to get a job on campus, and one of the benefits is we can work with your hours really well, plus you don't need any transportation to get to your job. The minimum wage is $7.25 per hour in Nebraska, so if a student works even just 5 hours a week, they can make $145 per month. 10 hours a week, you can earn up to $290 per month. 15 hours per week can earn $435 per month. And if a student works our maximum of 20 hours per week, they can receive up to $580 per month. And students have the option of either keeping all of their earnings or putting all or portion of them directly toward their school bill each month. Okay, so what do we cost? Don't let this scare you. I promise this is not what you'll be paying. I don't think anyone here is actually paying the full price right now. Our tuition for a full year for a student taking between 12 and 17 hours is $18,990. Every student is charged a general fee of $890. Living in the residence hall with the roommate is $3,520. The cost for a single room is an additional $1,180 per year, so I say have a roommate. The meal plan for a residence hall student is $2,700 per year, and that should cover 3 meals per day. So your yearly cost is about $26,100 without including books, and you have the option of including a book estimate into your financial plan if you choose to buy your books in our campus bookstore. Here's an example of what a plan could look like. This person here is a full-time student. They've completed their FAFSA, so they're living in the dorm, full-time, have the general fee. Their yearly cost is $27,100. Based on their FAFSA results, they're receiving the full Pell Grant of $5,550, choosing to take out both loans. They have the Academic Merit Award of $9,000, a church contribution of $3,300, and our match of $1,650. So their credits come to $25,000 for the year. So when you take our cost of $27,100 minus their credits of $25,000, all that's left for the year to pay is $2,100, and that is a very doable amount for a student to probably just work off themselves in 1 year. Here's another example of a plan. Same cost up there. We have the same tuition fee, books, and the residence hall and dining services, so $27,100. Their Pell Grant's a little bit smaller at $3,000. They also took out both loans, a merit award of $7,000, church contribution of $3,500, and church match of $1,750. So their credits come to $20,750. Their balance for the year is going to be $6,350, or 10 monthly payments of $635 per month. So where is this money going to be coming from? Here are some other financing opportunities that you may not have thought of yet and can definitely help make private education affordable to you. The average cost for a high school student to live at home is $5,000 per year. That's talking, rent and food and clothing, all of that stuff that your parents are paying for while you're at home. Or if you're in private school, most likely your parents are already paying at least $5,000 per year just to have you in school. So instead, use this money for college. If a student works at least part-time during the year, they can make $2,500. If they work during the summer, that's another $2,000. There's also a tax credit called the American Opportunity Tax Credit that many families will be eligible for when they have children in college, and that's another $2,500 per year that can be used towards tuition. Right here is an additional $12,000 that you may have access to and this would more than make up for the $6,350 that's lacking in the sample plan that we just looked at. Okay, so how do we compare to our competition? Actually, really, really well. As you can see, Union is very comparable to other Adventist colleges, and in most cases, we actually come out less expensive than most other schools. Something to watch out for when you're comparing other schools is a lot of them have hidden fees that aren't published, such as technology fees or class lab fees. We pride ourselves on being very upfront about our costs and try to keep any surprise fees as limited as possible. This is how we compare to other schools in Lincoln. There's University of Nebraska in Lincoln, which is a public state school, and based on their out-of-state tuition, they actually cost about $2,000 more than we do. Wesleyan University is a small private Christian school, very similar to Union College, and they are more than $5,000 higher in cost than we are. As far as colleges go, Union is very, very comparable to most other schools. These are a few things that Union offers that makes us even more cost comparable. Our general fee includes an ASB membership, which means students have access to all banquets and Saturday night activities for free. That also includes memberships to 2 clubs. So if you would like to join the Business International Club, go for it, they've already been paid for. We also offer free parking, gym and pool access, internet and cable is free in the residence hall, and free printing in the computer labs. One of the nice things about our Union Market is that we charge by weight and not by meal. So if you're just grabbing a bagel for breakfast, you won't be charged a set amount of $8. You'll only be charged for the bagel. One of my recommendations is try not to drink a lot of juices in there. That's kind of where I've seen a lot of students spend a lot of extra money. Our full-time tuition charge covers 12 to 17 hours per semester, and most schools only offer 12 to 16 hours. Taking this extra hour each semester will save $1,584 per year and will also help you finish your degree in less time. After your financial plan has been finalized, most families choose to go with our monthly payment plan option. For instance, let's say your family contribution after scholarships, grants, and loans is $5,000 for the year. We will divide the $5,000 into 10 equal monthly payments that begin on August 1st and will continue until May 1st. Beginning next school year, there will be a $25 late fee for late payments. We will be given a grace period, and as long as the monthly payment is made by the end of the month it's due, you will not be charged for this late fee. Once we receive your FAFSA, we will mail out an award letter listing all the federal and institutional aid you're eligible for. We ask that you initial which awards you would like to accept and cross out the awards that you would like to decline, and either mail, fax, or email the letter back to our office. The last step in finalizing your financial plan is creating and signing your official payment plan for the year. This is an example of what the financial plan looks like. We're hoping that by May, all this will be done online, but as of right now, if you're setting up a plan for the next school year, it will have to be a manual process with your advisor. Okay, this is my favorite slide to talk about. The average teen spends at least 31 hours online each week, and if they would just spend 4 hours looking for scholarships and applying for scholarships, there's a very good chance this will yield some extra money. My parents made me do this in my senior year of high school, and there was one particular scholarship that I applied for, and I won $500. The only requirements besides filling out the application was you had to be female, blonde, and 6 feet tall. I am all of those things. So again, there's a lot of scholarships out there, you just have to look. Quite a few corporations such as Best Buy, Walmart, and Target offer large scholarships, as well as many smaller employers. Ask your employer, ask your parents' employer, check your newspaper, and most definitely search online. Please never pay for scholarship searches. If you're paying for it, it's a scam, and just like the FAFSA, these should always be free. And I know completing essays is not the most fun thing to do in the world, but you have a better chance with these scholarships that require essays because guess what? Nobody else is doing them either. Here's a list of some of my favorite scholarship websites to start searching online for. We have finaid.org, fastweb.com, educationquest.org, and brokescholar.com. How will you know what scholarship you're eligible for from Union? First of all, you need to apply. You can either do this in person on your campus visit or online. We require a 2.5 cumulative GPA to be accepted, and typically it's just easiest to ask your high school or college to fax the transcripts directly to us. It'll save you some time. Once you are accepted and we have your FAFSA, your scholarship amount will be packaged and your award letter will be mailed out to you immediately. Thank you so much for being interested in educating yourself about the financial aid process. We will be more than happy to meet with you one-on-one or over the phone to answer any of your questions. Student Financial Services phone number is 402-486-2505, and our enrollment office is 402-486-2504. Thank you so much.